So what an interesting episode this one was. We went from Cutie Mark Crusaders getting the Cutie Marks to one where Pinkie Pie literally has to keep a secret. And obviously we had to get this one out of the way. The title of this episode is a homage to Friends. Because this week's episode is called The One Where Pinkie Pie Knows. And the episode basically starts off with is Mr. and Mrs. Cake winds up telling Pinkie Pie that both Shining Armor and Cadence are going to have a kid, or a baby, but she is going to but only the Cakes and Pinkie are the only ones that have to know it. They have to keep, basically only they and them alone have to keep it from the other guy, from them, until a certain time that they can reveal it. Which, obviously, until the episode comes around, that it's obvious that Pinkie Pie, for the most part, is not really good at keeping secrets. At first, I thought she was, but then I figured, but until the episode started, I realized she actually wasn't. Never knew that out of her, but okay. So, Shining Arm, so basically Pinkie's just going around town, just trying to keep the whole entire, this whole entire secret to a minimum from her friends, and, just doing everything out of her way, and basically she winds up heading over to the castle and everything, and she, sees Twilight decked out one of the rooms to, Shining Armor's stay. Even has some Shining Armor's, full hood stuff, including comics, which Spike accidentally burnt down. Damn you, Spike. An ant farm, and surprisingly, a plush figurine, which looks like a homage to Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. No, seriously, look it up. It's pause it for one moment, and it literally looks like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. But basically, Pinkie Pie is just literally going around, just going literally, she's just going around, just trying to keep, this whole entire straight face, trying to stay calm as possible, trying to make sure that the secret doesn't go out. But, of course, she's having the hardest as ever time trying to, keep that whole thing a secret. So, basically, she tries to do everything she can. I mean, she does the delivery routes and everything. And she does, of course, at best. She does the filing job. And, of course, Mare tries to tell her a bit about secrets, but of course that pushes Pinkie Pie even further about, secrets, everything. She helps a guy who does, flailing tube mans, and basically, and helps flailing tube man for his advertisements in Cribs, which causes Pinkie Pie to act like the same way as the Flaming Tube Man, which, if I see somebody doing a gif of that, that'd be a pretty interesting that'd be actually pretty hilarious. But of course, in the long end, Pinkie Pie winds up returning to, the castle. But of course, she winds up going up the wall, not up the walls, the chandelier. Because she can't stand holding the secret any longer. And just about as she's going to tell her friends the secret, because because Twilight said that her friend, that Shining and Cadence couldn't make it because of some business. Shining Armor and Cadence actually show up. And by coincidence, they basically wind up, touring the room and everything, but Shining basically pulls Pinkie to the side and says, keep that secret on a little longer. I'm about to pull a little something on Twilight. And what happens is they pull them through a scavenger hunt, and they wind up, they wind up pulling them through a scavenger hunt, which is what Twilight used to do back when Shining and Twilight were young. And basically, when they get over to Sugar Cube Corner, they wind up connecting the puzzle pieces together. First, they wind up visiting the school, then the town hall where they found Applejack's certificate, then I believe the crib place, then finally Sugar Cube Corner, where they finally get to see Shining Armor and Cadence. And that's when they pieced up the puzzle together, that where the five of the main six, except Pinkie, wind up figuring out that Shining Armor and Cadence are going to have a foal. Which Pinkie Pie was able to keep that secret. So that was good. And of course, I just love how the episode ends with just like, hey, it's just like Cadence was just like, you were able to keep that secret. It was like, when Pinkie Pie was just like, yep. And then just like, the screen just circles around her face, and then she was just like, no, I just wasn't. And then, just ends. Absolutely just ends with just her going like, no. Just a few more seconds, and we would have expected like some of the cast members out of the sitcom or whatever just to appear out of nowhere. But out of this, what do I expect out of the one where Pinkie Pie knows? Well, there were some moments that I did like out of this. I mean, I liked how just like so many facial expressions. I mean, out of all this has just been the season of facial expressions. We got the I didn't listen guy, we got the quiet guy, what is it? Starlight Grimmer, I didn't listen. Got quiet, I didn't listen. Do I look angry? I mean, we obviously got this. What was it? We got the Chris Tucker. There's just so much of the faces here in this season that it's just so many to count. I don't know where to begin with this. But in the long run, I think this episode, for the most part, is impressive. I definitely love just like the facial reactions that Pinkie Pie gets. It's absolutely hilarious, and just overall, it's a fun episode with some fun characters, and obviously, how can you resist not, like, getting the whole references and such. I mean, it may not be as, like, fun as much of the other episodes, heck. I could even get, like, the whole idea behind, you know, this whole entire idea behind the past episodes, heck. I mean, after the whole excitement behind last week's episode, it's nice to take a break from that and just get a simple episode like this. Sometimes it's hard to keep a secret, sometimes. Heck, it's hard for me, for the most part, to keep secrets. But sometimes I could actually relate to this. So, honestly, for the moment being, by the time this episode came out, I give the one where Pinkie Pie knows a 7 out of 10. So all I can do right now is just, as of this moment, I'll see you guys for the next one. Later!